taking root.
We're probably one of the lead cities in the country with this.
The city of Irving is spreading the word about its tree management program. We are answering some of the biggest questions. Taking it outside.
I mean, I love my family, but I need to get out.
Some employees take a break from working from home to work from the Toyota Music Factory. See the event that made it happen. Downtown upgrades.
It's a big investment by the city that we're excited to move forward.
Find out the next steps as the city works to change part of Irving Boulevard in hopes of boosting beauty and business. Plus, when the Irving Archives and Museum will reopen, a useful gift for police officers, and a new lakeside attraction is just about complete. Now on City Source. Hello and welcome to City Source. I'm Thomas Gandy. Our top story today, Dallas County is reporting a very strong turnout for early voting. While the presidential race is dominating news coverage across the country, it is important to know that in Irving, the office of the mayor and single-member district council places 3 and 5 are up for election. Here are the candidates in the order in which they will appear on the ballot. For mayor, the candidates are Rick Stouffer, the incumbent, and Olivia Novella Abreu, educational consultant. In single-member District Place 3, the candidates are Mark Zeski, teacher, Abdul Kabir, business consultant, and Muhammad Akbar, systems engineer. And in single-member District Place 5, J. Oscar Ward is seeking re-election. Any resident who is a registered voter may vote for the office of mayor. Only registered voters living in single-member District Places 3 and 5 may vote for the candidate in their respective district. Early voting continues through October 30th, and Election Day is November 3rd. For both early voting and now even on Election Day, voters may cast ballots at any polling location in Dallas County. Visit dallascountyvotes.org for a list. The city secretary's office can answer election questions. That number is 972-721-2493. The Irving Parks Department has been fielding a lot of questions and responding to rumors about how it handles trees. So that prompted us to take a broader view of the city's urban forestry program and help answer some of those questions.
If you take an imaginary level from here to there, it looks straight.
Employees of Mosaic Sales Solutions are learning lessons about planting trees. The company has a long relationship with the city.
This is something we've done for the last 7 or 8 years with Keep Irving Beautiful, and love volunteering and helping the community.
On this day, they are at Birds Fort Trail Park, replacing trees lost to flooding. This day of volunteering is only one part of Irving's urban forestry program. How seriously does the city take trees?
You know, it's one of our main priorities.
The Parks Department has 5 staff members who work on the tree program year-round. That includes 2 certified arborists. Since 2009, the city planted nearly 3,000 new trees. That's more than the 2,500 dead, dying, diseased, or hazardous trees that teams needed to remove.
Look at the people on the trail right here. If we had a tree right here and it was a hazard, it could fall on the trail and hurt these folks. We don't want that to happen, so we would take action.
I think one of the things I mentioned to people, the size of some of these tree limbs and the weight of them, if they fall and hit somebody, it's a very dangerous situation.
When it comes to checking a tree's condition, if you look closely at many of the trees in parks and city-maintained medians, you will see a silver tag. The tags are part of a tracking system.
We go out and inventory the tree for species, condition, size, so we can monitor the growth.
Trees that may need to be replaced can come from Irving's very own tree farm at Mountain Creek Preserve. In the coming months, the Parks Department will move hundreds of maturing trees from this farm.
So these are nice trees that we're going to get out into the parks this year that we're really excited about.
Some of the funding for that is the result of recent action by City Council that is designed to encourage developers to preserve trees on new projects.
We passed last year a new landscaping tree preservation ordinance. That kind of gets where these developers have to contribute to a mitigation fund if they cannot preserve the trees that they're developing.
We had the tree mitigation policy now in place, and a lot of that started out with conversations on the tree board, and it just grew from there.
Along with Irving's tree board, there are a lot of other opportunities for resident involvement. The city teams up with Irving ISD for an annual tree planting celebration, which includes a lot of education.
Don't break no limbs, no pull no leaf, because you're hurting the tree.
The Parks team will be able to expand its annual Arbor Day celebration when a renovated Heritage Park reopens. And as you have seen, a lot of companies and groups get involved through Keep Irving Beautiful. Participants always learn something they are encouraged to put into practice in their very own yards.
You think you just stick a tree in the ground, but if you've been around enough, there's a little bit more to it than you would think.
So now you gotta grab this one, only this one, and you're gonna pull like this.
The education and preservation all come together in a comprehensive program that earns Irving the recognition as a Tree City USA.
The Tree City USA designation is a big thing for us, and we've maintained that for a number of years consistently. I'm pretty confident to say that I feel we're probably one of the lead cities in the country with this, especially in the DFW area.
A focus on trees that has taken root and results in a greener Irving. A grant from BAPS in Irving helped pay for those new trees you saw the Mosaic employees planting. Arborist Mike Griffith says preserving trees is also a priority at city construction sites. In some cases, he says, crews have been able to bore utility lines under trees to save them. A big project is nearing completion in the Las Colinas Urban Center. Levy Event Plaza will be the new home for the 4th of July fireworks, Laughs by the Lake, and other big events. It has space for a portable stage, food truck parking, picnic tables, and more. Another draw is the view of Lake Carolyn and the skyline.
I mean, it's a huge park. You don't realize until you get out there and start walking how big it is. And then the amenities they put in with the picnic tables and the shade structures, as well as what I'm really excited about is for food trucks. There is also a display that shows time, temperature, and the number of pedestrians who have walked by. Levy Event Plaza is at 501 East Las Colinas Boulevard. It is also accessible via the Lake Carolyn Promenade. The Irving Archives and Museum expects to open by reservation only starting November 4th. The pandemic prompted the new attraction to shut down shortly after its soft opening, which you see here. The team there has also done a lot of work in the space since we shot this video to finish out the attraction. On November 4th, the museum will also open a new temporary show called Apron Strings, Ties to the Past. It will feature aprons from around 1910 through the present time and offer some of the stories behind them. The team at the museum will be sharing information on how to make those reservations in the days ahead. A lot of people working from home these days tell me they can find themselves in a rut with little in-person interaction and no change of scenery. The Las Colinas Association hosted an event at the Toyota Music Factory that is meant to change all that.
We are hosting our Office Alfresco event. We have chosen Texas Lottery Plaza as our venue home as a way to social distance but still work together.
It's cool being able to get outside. Been at home for 7 months now, and I know people are starting to roll back into the office, but it's just nice to get outside and not feel cooped up in your own place.
I was like, please, let's get out of the house. I mean, I love my family, but I need to get out.
It's really just a mental reset. You know, we're either stuck at home or we're stuck in a very condensed office space where we don't have our peers that we normally connect with.
The first time we've actually been out of the apartment to do work, so it's been nice.
I love it because I think it's a great community initiative to kind of get everybody back out in a safe way.
We are offering complimentary headshots.
It's fairly important for most social media and most things that are going to be describing you.
In addition to that, we have brought on speaker Felicia Johnson to discuss reinventing your career and your mindset during a pandemic.
But don't forget the importance of shifting and reinventing for yourself.
I thought reinventing yourself was such a timely message for most of us in the pandemic.
See people walking around sanitizing, so they feel comfortable going to the new tables.
Anytime one of our members or attendees leaves their space, we have a sanitizer on it, cleaning.
So it's just good to be around people and just see everybody, but also, know that you're doing it in a safe way.
I've actually tried 3 different spots. My favorite is the very over there with the cool, comfy chairs.
Been working from home since March.
What kind of work are you getting done today?
So far, everything. I've done my Teams video calls via Teams this morning, emails. I'm doing my work, running reports, so it's just as normal.
Today, I've got got a couple client meetings, and we're doing some presentations for some communications plans.
As long as I got a Wi-Fi connection, we're good to go.
We will continue to do these office al fresco events. I mean, this space has so much to offer.
Oh, it's great. I love sitting outside. I like the atmosphere. It's just a nice change of pace from being at the house.
Restaurants are open at the Toyota Music Factory, and many are offering live entertainment on the weekends. Check out our coverage from many of the attractions there by visiting our Toyota Music Factory playlist at youtube.com/the City of Irving. And while many people continue to work from home, some professionals are adapting to continue networking. You are looking at an example we recorded on Zoom. The Irving Chamber of Commerce and Irving Hispanic Chamber hosted this virtual mixer sponsored by Toyota of Irving. More than 75 people attended. They shared introductions and contact info to build relationships. The city is looking to revitalize downtown by redesigning a 1-mile section of Irving Boulevard that runs through Heritage Crossing. Back in February, the city and its contractor gathered input on the plan, which calls for reducing 3 vehicle lanes to 2 from Sowers Road to Strickland Plaza. Here to talk more about this is Economic Development Project Administrator Imelda Speck. Imelda, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Let's start with the goal of this project. Why redesign Irving Boulevard?
The goal is to help redevelop the whole area. So this is a major public infrastructure improvement project where we'll be revamping the entire roadway. So along with what you'll see visually with the landscaping and streetscape, we're also revamping all of the utilities underneath, making sure our systems are sized right for any new development to come down the road. Then we're looking at reducing the number of lanes, as you mentioned, from 3 to 2, widening the sidewalks to create a safer space for our pedestrians, installing a bike lane for our cyclists, thus creating a multimodal roadway for vehicles, pedestrians, and cyclists to help attract them to the area. This will also include some streetscape improvements from landscaping, new street lights, and other amenities such as street walls and benches to sit on. So creating this space, again, to invite other people, beautifying the area, will be one of the first steps for helping to revitalize downtown.
And talk about some of the funding that's making this possible.
So staff worked with the North Central Texas Council of Governments, COG, to help secure funding for this project. We have $12 million from COG going towards our surface improvements, along with other city funds to fund the over $20 million project.
We mentioned that people turned out for a round of public input sessions earlier this year. What has happened since that time?
So since then, due to COVID, we had to adjust how we were going to do a second round of public input. So our engineering firm has created our 30% designs. They're ready for the public to see and give us the input on what they've come up with so far. So we have transitioned to a virtual public comment period. So for 2 weeks, the community will have the opportunity to review a video to see how the project has come, what has happened with the project from February to today, to understand the concepts and the vision that the team has put together, be able to actually digitally put Post-it notes on specific areas on the plan for any design aspects that they have negative or positive comments on. So this way we can take that input and continue to have the design evolve to be something that the community can be proud of.
What are the next steps and the time frame for which we might see construction begin?
So after this public comment period, and we reach out with our business owners and property owners to, again, receive that input, they'll go through another round of design that then staff will review. We hope to be at construction about this time next year, and then construction would last for about 2 years.
And this all comes at a time that there is other progress in downtown Irving. What are you seeing?
Yes, so we also have Heritage Park, which is under construction now with the expansion of that. We also have under contract for the development of the former lumberyard to be a new multifamily complex, along with some live-work lofts to have a mixed-use element there. So along with this roadway project, we're also helping to bring in more residents for the area, which will then help also attract other development businesses.
A lot of improvements ahead. Imelda Speck, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you.
Learn more about the project and offer your feedback at cityofirving.org/Irving Boulevard. You'll notice how Boulevard is abbreviated there on the screen. The public input period ends on October 23rd. A longtime local business in downtown Irving showed its support for the Irving Police Department and the Irving Police Association by donating some new equipment. Take a look.
I think the police department needs support. It needs community support.
He said, I would like to donate 160 flashlights to the Irving patrol officers because they need them.
Roy's Pawn Shop, they made a donation to the nonprofit, the Irving Police Association. The Irving Police Association turned around and made that donation to the police department.
And this is an example of you have a business that realizes how important it is to respect our officers, help our officers, and work with our officers. And it's an opportunity for them to give back.
It's what makes Irving great, right, is the opportunity to partner with the community and to see that reciprocated when the community reaches back out and says, hey Chief, here's something that we can do for you.
And it's a small gesture, but I'm really happy to be able to do it.
So the rule with flashlights is that anything takes batteries, will go dead at the worst possible time.
So this is like an extra backup light that officers will now all be able to have in our patrol division.
I've been here my whole life, and there were times that I couldn't have done stuff like this, and now that I can, it's just a blessing.
It truly speaks to the community relationship that we have, the support that we have, and demonstrates that our men and women in blue do the job the right way.
Catch more police news on our Irving Police Department playlist at youtube.com/The City of Irving. Irving Solid Waste Services scheduled its next household document shredding event for Friday, November 6th at the Briery Municipal Compound. That's at 128 North Briery Road. The event is usually popular with residents, so it's limited to 2 boxes and is for Irving residents only. The shredding drop-off runs from 11 a.m. until 2 p.m. or when the truck fills up. Irving Parks and Rec is hosting an all-new event to celebrate this season of ghosts and goblins. It's called Eerie Irving Park, and it's a drive-through experience with a number of attractions and scary scenes. At one point, the path will split so the little ones can go one way, while older kids get to enjoy and hopefully endure a zombie apocalypse.
You know what? Eerie Irving is going to be super exciting. I can't praise our special event team enough. We were trying to figure out a way to engage our residents. As you know, it's really tricky during the pandemic. How do we engage people? How do we do it safely? So they came up with the idea of maybe a drive-through haunted park. Trinity View was the perfect location for us. They came up with the name Eerie Irving, worked with communications, came up with an awesome design for the flyer. As we talked about it, it just grew. We put out a call to other city departments and asked them if they want to help decorate the trail and get involved out there. So it's going to be a fun-filled adventure for your family. You'll be able to come in your vehicle, stay in the safety of your vehicle, and get a fall experience for Halloween with your family. It also gives us a time to dress up and have fun and act silly in a safe way as well. So we're really excited about it.
Each child under the age of 15 will receive a bucket to collect treats along the route. And upon leaving, each vehicle will receive 1 pumpkin to take home and decorate. Eerie Irving Park is Saturday, October 24th from 4 until 9 p.m. at Trinity View Park. No buses or RVs will be allowed, and attendees are asked to keep their seatbelts fastened. Now it's time for our Pets of the Week, so let's head out to the Animal Care Campus. Michael Whiteside from the DFW Humane Society is with us. And we're starting out with a big guy named Duke. Tell us about Duke.
Yeah, so Duke is brand new to DFW Humane Society, but he is not new to the shelter.
Hi, handsome.
Originally, he came into Irving Animal Services when an animal services officer actually picked him up from the residence where he was living, and he was basically having a heat stroke. This was mid-July. He was not very responsive at the time. When they got him here to the shelter, his temperature was about 106 degrees. The city vet managed to get him stabilized, started some treatments, and then they just kind of have taken care of him for months now. He's been in foster home, kind of recovering, is only about 1.5 years old, and he is a really happy-go-lucky kind of dog.
What?
He is a little bit nervous now being back in the shelter, but he's an Argentine Dogo mix, which is a pretty big dog. So right now he's about 120 pounds now that he's back to being healthy. When he came to the shelter originally, he was about 45 pounds. That's how much in distress this dog was. So he's come a long way in just a few months, and he's really going to make a fantastic pet for somebody that, will spend some time with him and give him the love and attention that he needs.
and a great chance to turn Duke's life around. So thanks for sharing Duke with us. And next up, we have Richard. Tell us the story of Richard.
Sure. Richard is another big guy. He's actually a German Shepherd mix. He is about 5 years old, and he originally arrived with Irving Animal Services as a stray. The owner did not reclaim him if he had one, and we rescued him, and he ended up testing positive for heartworms. So he is currently undergoing heartworm treatment. He just started about a week ago, so he's got about 3 more weeks before he's ready to go home. But he is really just kind of a big teddy bear. He's just a really handsome guy. He has great, German Shepherd features, but his fur seems to be a little bit longer than your typical German Shepherd. And he's just really friendly and outgoing. He loves to play in the pool that we have out back for the big dogs. And he just really enjoys getting to know everybody, and is just a really, really great guy that's going to be a fantastic addition to any family.
And he's had some heartworm treatment, and that is funded through donors, correct?
And that is correct. When we have a special fund called the Guardian Angel Fund, which is money that's set aside to cover extensive medical treatments. So heartworm treatments can range, from about $200 to about $600 for a treatment, depending on the size of the dog. I believe Richard is about $450 to cover his treatment. And we currently have, I believe, 9 pets listed on our Guardian Angel page that we're still recovering the funds that have already been spent for their treatment. So if anyone would like to help out either Richard or any of the Guardian Angel pets, they can visit our website and look at the Guardian Angel Fund.
And quickly, we want to mention this adoption special coming up. With so many people working from home, a lot of people are looking for new pets. So talk about what's coming up.
October is Adopt a Shelter Dog Month, but we're going to make this for both dogs and cats. And we have a great special coming up. It'll be October 20th through 24th. All available pets at the Irving Animal Care Campus that are 1 year and older will be free to adopt. So you won't have any adoption fee. There may be other fees like Irving Animal Services. If you're a resident, there will be a registration fee. That still gets you the vaccinations. They'll be up to date on those. They'll be spayed or neutered. They'll be microchipped with the microchip enrollment. And you get a really good new coworker to connect with at home.
Yeah, and with homeschooling now for many people too, that's a good adoption special to keep in mind.
Yeah.
Michael Whiteside, thanks so much for being with us.
Oh, thank you so much, Thomas. It's great seeing you again.
You too. And the best way to adopt right now is to call the Animal Care Campus and make arrangements to meet. DFW Humane Society's number is 972-721-7788. For Irving Animal Services, call 972-721-2256. Also, check out the websites you see on your screen for more adoptable animals. A few minutes ago, we previewed Erie Irving, and we will have coverage for you next time on City Source. And we'll also show you an event with the Irving Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. The police and fire chiefs are sharing how they are responding to the pandemic and some of the lessons they are learning. Those stories and much more next time on City Source. Remember, you can always email us your thoughts on our stories. The address is ictn@cityofirving.org, and find us on YouTube. Our channel is at youtube.com/The City of Irving. Subscribe and you can get notifications when we upload new videos. That's it for this edition of City Source. Thanks for watching. Stay healthy, and we'll see you next time.